Welcome back to the channel. I've got a really exciting challenge for you. If you're a regular rider, or maybe not even a regular rider with T2.5, we've got a really cool challenge set up that you can join. I'll talk about that towards the end of the video. This one is a little bit different because I'm actually recording this on Sunday morning. I've had a bit of an up and down week. I didn't get the chance to record before the race on Thursday. So before we get to anything, I'll put the Thursday footage in now and then we'll catch up and talk about the race after.
Oh, in typical fashion, I've managed to get here with 5 seconds to go. So I'm going to ramp up, get ready and try this time to stay with the front group. Oh, absolutely, this is the closest I've ever cut it to getting to the start line on time. Let's try and settle in with the front group if I can. Going round, can't remember the course in France. It's slightly undulating in places, nothing too hilly. 25 kilometers. Let's go. Right, we're nearly 5.5 minutes in and I couldn't stay with that group, but one big thing that stands out is they released across all worlds the drafting dynamics yesterday, pack dynamics. I caught up with that front group a couple of times where I'd normally settle into the draft. Every time that happened, I was spat out the back pretty quickly. This is a big change. You feel the draft when you're in it. And that stickiness has definitely gone. And it's cost me quite a lot because I just couldn't stay with them. And now they're already 25 seconds ahead. We've got R. Hamilton coming up just behind me. Oh. This is going to change the racing a little bit for me. Come on. Right, got a C going past. C Finnis and M Pierce and S Pie. I just thought I'd do what I can to stay with them. Unfortunately, my heart rate monitor is not connected for some reason, but does it feel like it's hard? Come on. Right, I just done it again. Giving a blast to catch up with these guys. This is not helping me to keep any sort of steady power. Oh. It feels so much different the way the riders are moving around. You get draft, but I think that's cost me that last one. I don't think I'll keep up with them here. There come some of the Bs, C White and John Bushell going past. And Pierce trying to grab onto the back of them. If they all do that, no way will I be following. So, he's going for it. Let's see Swan. I think that's me gone now, to be honest. Woo. There goes another group of Bs and A's. Eric, Petter, MK and Corbin. Is that Noel, I think? I did catch Hamilton in that group of C's, but he's now gone back past me again. Okay, so we're coming up to 22 minutes in. I'm now all on my own. Ross is 35 seconds ahead of me. I've got C-Shand, C-Cat catching me quite quickly behind, 40 seconds back. And then M-Ide at 120. Feel at the moment, I literally got no endurance whatsoever. Like, without the power, I just feel like I've gone backwards. Or anything that's a longer ride, the legs just don't have it in them. It is not good, but we've still got 12 kilometers to go on this. We're only just about halfway through. What have we done? 22 minutes, come on, let's get the rest done. Here goes C-Shand, C-Cat, great catching, dude. I wish I could put some effort into keeping up with you for a while, but I can't. 9k to catch the guys in front. Go on, you can do it. Right, 7.5 kilometers left to go. Got no one around me. Got N High catching me quite quickly, 36 seconds behind. Let's have a look forward. See how the front of the race is going. So we've got John Bushell is 6 seconds ahead of Eric, who's putting out some big numbers. There's Eric, and then Petter riding as an A-Cat this evening. Just a few seconds behind with C White on his tail. N11 2 seconds back, so it's a big group at the front with B's and A's. Then we go back to the B Cat, who's C Swan, N Corbin, Jane Robinson, M Reed, C Groves, D Duncombe, G Fat Bike, all together within a couple of seconds of each other. And then S Pie 10 seconds behind with C Finlayson, 30 seconds back now. You guys went with that B Cat when they came through, and there was no way I was catching. I'm keeping up with you. MK, B Cat just catching now. About to go past Craig. And then we go back to M Pierce, 40 seconds back, riding with Hamilton. C-Shand is 1 minute and 13 behind. And then I'm 37 seconds back now with M High 22 behind me. What have we got? 6.7 kilometers left to go. Another race where I'm not in it at all. I need to change that. Let's get this one done, come on. Hyde has now caught me. Great chasing, mate. I'm going to jump forward and see how the front of the race is going, because it looks like I've already missed the front starters. Alright guys, we've got N Corbin and C Swan with about another kilometre left to go, I think. Let's watch them for a bit. There's a group behind. You can see in the distance. Are they catching? That's the D-Cat. With J Robinson, C Groves, D Duncan, G Fatbike, M Reed. Let's hope they keep going, that, because that probably should be the finishing line, but it's not. The D-Cat have caught them and they're off. They're trying to keep it on the back wheel. N Corbin putting some power down. 11.5 watts per kilogram. I can't see the finishing line. It must be coming up soon. But he has gone for it. Around the corner. Still can't see the finishing line. I think N Corbin's got that one just ahead of C Swan. With M Reed just 6 seconds behind with the D-Cats, who caught them very briefly. And then they weren't having any of that. Down went the power. Now, racing towards the line. Such a shame I can't see the line. And they've gone through it now. S Pie will be the next one over. With, by the looks of it, C Finlayson 30 seconds back. I'm going to go back to Craig so that we don't lose the event module. MK 8 seconds behind. I thought he was going to catch Craig before. Not quite. Still, what's that, a few hundred metres to go. Just round this corner. So it's be Craig next, then MK. Oh, Hamilton. 2 second lead over M Pierce at the moment, with about 600 metres to go. Watch this one, see if this develops into a race. But Ross putting out slightly more power. I've still got 2.5 kilometres left to go yet. Very brave doing the race on a TT bike, Ross. I'm assuming that's a conscious decision. And Pierce putting a little bit of power down behind. Gap down to 4 seconds. See if anyone puts in a sprint. Ross stepping up a little bit. And that must be across the line. Somewhere around there. Then there'll be C Shand. 1 minute and 23 behind. Back to M Hyde, 1 minute 35. And then me. Oh, I'm still running together. I didn't expect that. 2.2 kilometres left to go. Let's try and crack that out. And I'll see you at the end. I went way too early. I get there just in time. I genuinely thought I got too early then. Oh, well, that was a race, wasn't it? Look at that. 1.7 watts per kilogram. Man. I'm miles off, aren't I? Miles off. All right, now let's have a look at the results. Let's put, whee, not that. Let's put my face up there and get up to the top. Eric takes the victory with a 10-second lead over John. 4.3 watts per kilogram. And then another 15 seconds back. C. White. Petter. Must have been a sprint to the line, you two. Oh my God, I came forward a little bit too late to catch the finish. Hopefully when we get the clubs module, I'll be able to actually see the proper finish line and we can race proper routes. And Slevin in 5th, 38.46. Then back, whoops, that's not moving very well. N. Corbin, what's that? A minute 45 or something behind, 40.27, with C. Swan just behind, and then just behind that is this big group of D riders who raced right at the end. They caught the two B cats, N. Corbin and C. Swan, and then they put the power down at the end. D. Duncombe, 1 second ahead of C. Groves, 2 seconds ahead of G. Fatbike, and that was 1 second ahead of M. Reed. And then a further second behind, Jay Robinson. And if only I could have stayed with that group. Well, no way I could have stayed all 25 kilometres around there. Great racing, everyone. S. Pye, 41.06. And then to C. Finlayson. MK in 15th. R. Hamilton, about 30 seconds back. Who I caught twice. I caught once, he went past me twice. And then disappeared into the distance, over 4 minutes ahead of me in the end. M. Pearce in 17th. C. Shand, whoever took me towards the end. And then M. Pye beat me, according to the results, by a second. Must have had slightly different finishing positions. But look at that. 1.7 watts per kilogram. I'm not doing very well at the moment. That needs to change somehow. But yeah. Quite disappointed. It's I can feel it. Like, I haven't had this in such a long time where I feel the strain behind my knees and in sort of the upper part of my leg, of just above my knee. And it's just a feeling I haven't had in a long time. And the last few rides just felt, I don't know, not right, not comfortable on the bike. I don't know what it is. Something to ponder anyway. But I'm going to have a shower, have my dinner, and we'll catch up in a bit.
Not my greatest of races. I tried to keep up with the DCAT for as long as I could, and I think they've rolled the new Zwift pack dynamics out across all worlds, and I stayed for as long as I could. I don't know whether it's I didn't have the power on the day, or the sticky draft, as they call it, has disappeared, and I couldn't stick in with the group. I tried to catch up a few times, sit in, but the whole catching up and sitting in with a group seemed to be more difficult. Great racing by a lot of other people, some sprints to the line, and because I didn't do very well, I had the opportunity to jump forward and catch some of the racing, which was awesome. Fingers crossed when we get the group ride set up properly for teams in Zwift, I'll be able to see the finish line, which will help to catch up and watch those races towards the end. But yeah, 1.7 watts per kilogram for me, really quite disappointing. I didn't feel strong. About 20 minutes in, I sort of fell off a cliff. And it's been, ever since I did the 25 laps of the volcano, I've felt quite weak on the bike. We did the banded group ride up the Alp last Sunday. And again, I found that harder than the 25 laps. Towards the end, I was blowing. I had nothing left to give. And that was a banded ride as well. So I just felt maybe I need to have a bit of a rest from the bike for a few days. Decided actually Friday, I got to Friday lunchtime and I was just feeling really, really flat. I'd had a busy week at work. I had to turn around what would normally take me 3 days to do in a day. Ready for a meeting that was earlier than it normally is in a month. And then my daughter went back to school for a day and came down with chickenpox, as did apparently half of her class. So she's been at home, being, you know, looked after between myself and my wife, which has also meant that we haven't really been able to go out anywhere, especially this weekend. We normally be out and about, but we can't, not as a family anyway. So I just got to Friday and I felt really quite flat and I'd lost all energy, and I just sent a message, and thank you so much to Chris Jupp for jumping in and covering Saturday's group ride for me, because I just got to the point I just needed to do nothing. I needed to stop, get work done and out of the way, and I didn't feel like riding the bike. I feel like I needed a rest. It all just kind of got on top of me, and I nearly made the decision not to do a video to put out today for that reason. But actually, as I've said before, this is about my journey through the ups and the downs, and if I don't document it, then I don't document it, and it's not part of that journey if I don't show it, is it? So as I said, it is Sunday, so I actually feel much better today for having a day of rest yesterday. I'll do the same today, and then hopefully we can wake up on Monday newly invigorated, ready to jump on the bike. And I'll have a think about what, and I know I've said this before, but I just needed a reboot. But I have a think about sort of challenges leading up to Christmas time as well, just to kind of hopefully finish the year off on a high. And talking about finishing on a high, Andy Career came to me a couple of weeks ago with a suggestion for a challenge for the people within the T2.5 group, and I love the idea. He's been doing also a little bit of testing in the background with Dave and Chris, just to make sure we can get the data in the correct way. But hot on the heels of Alex Dowsett's attempt at the hour-long record this week, we are going to set up our own T2.5 hour record. It's a solo effort, so it's just you in a meetup with Andy, where you'll go on for the hour around the Tempest Fugit course, and in the links below is a little bit of a, I don't want to call it a rule document, but I suppose that's what it is. But it's just sort of the things about which bike to use, which wheels to use, which equipment to have on, all of that sort of stuff, so that everybody races from the same baseline with the same kit. So it's as fair as possible across the group. There are going to be 8 records to go for, because we're going to run it for the A to D cat, both male and female. So lots of opportunity to get records across the entire group. And once you hold that record, you will hold it until it is beaten by the next person. Plus, if you start, I don't know, as a D cat rider and you hold the record for a D cat, even if you move up to C cat in the time, you will still be classed as the D cat hour record holder until that time is beaten by a D cat rider. So I'm really excited about this. I think it is awesome. It's something for everybody to aim at. There's a chance for pretty much everybody within the group to have a good go. There's a small sort of rulebook document that is in the link below, and the sign up form as well is on a Google Forms, again in the description below. So what the process and the plan will be: sign up onto the form. Andy will get in touch with you about the best time for both of you to set up the meetup, and then you crack on and try and achieve your hour-long record. I will try and catch as many as I can, so that I can come and do a screen capture of your attempt to include within the weekly videos. Hopefully I'll catch all of the ones that beat the previous record, but of course it all depends on time to make sure that all 3 of us can get together at the same time. But I'm really excited about it. Hopefully you guys are too, and I hope to see lots of sign-ups. We have to be a bit careful. Obviously Andy's time is limited, so there might be a little bit of a wait. Get signed up as soon as you can, and then Andy will organise when fits best time for everybody. I think he'll probably have a few check back at your data to make sure that you're setting off in the correct category. Some previous rides to make sure there's no, ambiguity there. And I think there might be a limit on having done a few rides with the T2.5 group already, because, as much as I want new people to come into the group, what we don't want is lots of outsiders coming in, having a go, winning the record, and then never coming back. So, and if that does happen, we'll just remove that name for the record anyway. So no need to worry about that. This is for just a bit of fun, but something that you can be proud of if you achieve and hold that record for a while. So as I said, links to the sign up for that in the description below. On the theme of sign-ups, this week's rides, we have Tuesday night's Tuesday Trundle, which is an unbanded ride around the 1.5 watts per kilogram for an hour. We then have our race on Thursday night. This week is the TT race. Probably my least favourite of the month, but I'm going to get on and give that one a good go and hopefully get a bit of performance back in my legs. And then Saturday morning is our banded group ride for an hour, which is the one where we kind of all get together on Discord, have a chat and have more of a casual ride. We join Discord on Tuesday as well, so if you're interested in coming along to those rides, all the information, including the Discord channel, are in the description below. You can sign up either on Spond or the Google Forms, and then we'll send out the invites slightly closer to the time. But I'm hoping I'll get out of bed tomorrow, fully refreshed, raring to go, and maybe in the next video we can discuss what my targets are for the rest of the year. But that is the end of this video. If you have enjoyed it, do hit like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.